This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, for your half-assed entertainment news with no bullshit, with our hosts, Summer Helene and Bear Fiorda, only on Talk4Media.
I want the lemon lollipops today.
I don't know if you get lemon lollipops today.
If you want me to help you shave that, then yes.
I asked her to shave. Can I say it?
No.
Okay, never mind. But I asked her to do something for me, and she wants lemon lollipops in exchange. I don't feel like it's that big of an ask, honestly.
Fine.
On my end.
I'll do it quickly and with really sharp clippers by hand with scissors.
You gonna intro, or is this how we're doing it?
Blindfolded. Can I do that? Oh my God, my dress looks brown. I have to tell you guys, this is a royal purple dress. And I think because this is a blue screen, it's made my dress brown or
completely taken
black.
Out any brightness or
this
color.
This is a royal purple dress. I'm super upset.
Wait, do that action again.
I'm super upset.
What?
Get out.
I'm G'day, everyone. Oh, okay, we're not starting the g'day.
G'day. Welcome to Behind the Scenes. I'm your host, Summer Helene, and we're on with my co-host, the creepiest guy on the show today.
It's in relation to the show today. I promise. Cheers. All right, fine.
Now, I'm going to say, Alexis, would you please send Kimberly, or would you bring the chocolate taste test? Today, we're going to be talking about feederism. So we're going to start it by seeing if Snuggy Bear...
Is feederism what's in, big right now?
It's a weird kink, and it's because of this girl, Jelly Bean Sweets. I'll tell you all about it in a minute.
All right.
But first, we're going to test and see if Snuggy Bear can taste the difference between a Tim Tam and a knockoff Tim Tam.
And that means I get 2 cookies, and I'm very happy about
No.
this.
You get a bite of each cookie.
I'm going to eat both cookies.
You're not eating both cookies. This is like...
I've lost a lot of weight for my upcoming fight. Look at me, guys. Look how skinny I am.
Yeah, I got the kitty catties. They're super cute, but I like my pearls. Aren't they pretty?
Are they hidden? Did
They're
you check
in
the fridge or freezer?
They're in the freezer,
what happened
so
to
they
the
didn't
ears?
melt. I took them off for a second because they're pinching my ears. My ears stick out, so they always pinch.
That's okay. Our headphones aren't even connected to each other though, so it's
we're gonna do.
As long as one of us can hear what's going on with the background.
Okay, these are cold, but you got to close your eyes, and I'm gonna.
One's darker than the other.
I know. Close your eyes.
Okay, I don't know which is which, but fair enough.
Okay, this.
Wait, if this is about feederism, do you have to touch me while I eat this?
No, you creep.
I don't know how feederism works.
I'll tell you about it in a minute.
All right.
Thank you very much, Jelly Bean Sweets. Close your eyes.
My eyes are open.
Okay. So essentially, the first one I'm going to give him, you tell me if this is actually a Tim Tam. Don't open your eyes. So feederism is the enjoyment of watching people gain weight, get fat, to the point that they become bedridden in cases.
So honestly, that it's frozen, so the frozen takes over. Second one's Tim Tam.
Yeah, it is. It was that.
The second one has such a unique flavor that you can't.
You can have that.
I will have the bad one. They can't.
I'll eat the
hide
Tim
it.
Tam.
I'm taking one for the team by eating the bad one. You know that, right?
I'll throw it out for you.
Don't throw
No,
it
it's okay.
out. It'll go good with my tea. I'm very English today.
In a Star Wars mug.
We ran out of actual coffee, so I'm using tea instead. So tell me more about feederism while I eat this cookie.
It is being aroused by somebody eating. Oh, you're right. I do have a rush on my chest. It is being aroused by somebody eating, gaining weight. Oh, my brooch. Eating, gaining weight. And so sometimes to the point of being bedridden. We'll be talking about it on air with Kink4Dummies, because that's the appropriate one for today's show. But we have that going on. We have Mr. Beast and his creepophile that worked for him.
His what?
Creepophile. I think we can say that on air.
Yeah. Actually, wait.
I saved you the last Tim Tam.
Thank you. We'll go calling creepophiles. I love this. So it went from just Chris being outed as
No, ow! He hit me.
I did not hit you.
You
I just
did.
put my hand in front of you. You ran into it.
He put
This
his
is not
hand
the
in
case.
front
I'm
and
not-
pushed it. You hit me. You're beating me over at Tim Tam.
These accusations take away from real victims.
They do. That is actually the go-to if you're ever accused, is to say that. Ask Jake Paul. Anyway, I do need more Tim Tams today, and I need more lemon lollipops. I've been eating these lemon lollipops from C's. They help great with nausea. My dress looks brown. I hate it.
C's candy. No one knows who C's is.
Not an ad.
They're
I just
not an
want more
international
lollipops.
shop.
I just want lollipops. Anyway, but essentially, the creeper file that was working for
Right.
Mr. Beastie,
Chris something, right? Chris
Ava.
Tyson.
Ava now.
Well, Ava Tyson. Whatever she wants to call herself, because she has both her names still up.
That's because she was
Ava Chris
famous.
Tyson.
Yeah, that's because she was famous before becoming Ava.
She's also
Which
now
is
famous
fine.
for inappropriately speaking with minors. Did she ever send
She has yet to
photos?
pull out. Yes, she has yet to
Okay.
pull out her ukulele,
She's yet to pull out the ukulele.
but
Goddamn.
it's kind of the same
That's
thing.
a fucking meme for. I hate that it's famous for someone being a dickhead. Like, what's her name?
I'd
Sending
like
her
to
panties
remind
to-
everyone every time we
little
use to
kids.
loan. Every time we use bad language, we give money to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and free MMA. We swear because Bear
That's why I
can't
fucking
help
curse.
it. Yeah, because Bear can't help it, so he
It's
had to make a
money for
monetary
kids.
benefit.
monetary benefit.
Look, I
Now-
hate that my dress is in purple. It is such a pretty color of
Can
purple.
we stay on the topic?
It looks brown.
You have a beautiful brown dress.
Brown is a hideous color on me.
Well, it's purple, so okay. It's the green screens make it all gammy.
It's a blue screen.
I will
that's the
switch to a
problem.
green screen, okay?
No,
that make
because
you
then I
happier?
can't. No, because then I can't wear turquoise.
True, it'll look like kind of like it does now, actually, but with a blue tinge instead of a
Will
purple
you go
tinge.
back to talking about the creeper file while I pout?
Well, what my thing was at first he was the one who got, or she was the one who got outed.
Mm-hmm.
So bad at these fucking pronouns. And so she was on the defense. She was saying like it wasn't that bad. Or was she was
Just
did
go
she
with
come
the
out with the
creeper
defense?
file.
Did the creeper file come out with the defense?
No.
No, they've been silent. Mr. Beast has come out though and started slandering the dude who made that whole
first he come
video
out-
about how they're all putting on illegal gambling or illegal raffles.
Okay,
and fixing all their videos.
So the guy that put out the video against Mr. Beast
Yes.
was a huge Mr. Beast fan and used to work for Mr.
Yes,
Beast.
he did.
Hugely obsessed. Don't fire your fans because then they turn into counter stalkers like crazy people. Mr. Beast's biggest mistake is firing this dude straight up.
There's probably a
but
reason why he fired him though.
I'm sure the guy was nuts, but the reality is, you know, it's tall poppy syndrome. Someone was going to go after Mr. Beast at
the
some
hell's
point.
tall puppy syndrome?
Poppy,
Oh, what's
like
poppy?
a flower. The tallest poppies always get cut. The
Got
tallest
it.
flowers always get cut.
Oh yeah,
It's
he had
tall
to have had
poppies.
something
Someone
out
was
there.
going to go after Mr. Beast at some point. The thing is,
Mhm.
the creeper file just made it super easy. I would be so mad if, like, so everyone knows I'm pretty public about it. Alexis got us sued for sexual harassment. I always joke that way. She actually didn't.
Yeah.
She was hit on by someone, turned them down, and then they tried to sue us. But if she actually did something, I'd fire her, not because I don't care about her, but because that's not how you behave.
And fair enough, Mr. Beast
And
fired
Ava,
him,
that's
or
it.
her.
But Ava put Mr. Beast in a terrible position.
Yes.
First, there was the issue during transition, and he stuck by Chris to Ava transition. Like, he stuck by
Mhm. Yeah, he did.
her, and that's great. But the reality is, right from this point, he's already hugely famous. Everyone is going to be looking to exploit. When you're a good guy, everyone looks for the bad.
Pretty
Something
much.
I tell Snuggy Bear all the time. His whole image is a good boy. Isn't he pretty? Isn't he pretty? I love you, babe.
Thank you.
But essentially, when your image is a good boy, everyone goes after you.
And-
when you're a mud monster like Jake Paul, Trump, Logan Paul,
Yeah,
there's nothing that's going to stick or matter.
because everyone kind of expects it, and then they move on
Ooh.
really fast.
I think I need to get some more fill. No, I
No,
don't.
don't. Have you not heard what that stuff does to you?
Do you know how much fill
The
I have in my
gel
face?
sits inside you. It doesn't dissipate. It can cause genuine problems for your health.
He says that like I don't have a shit ton of filler and Botox.
I'm just saying, don't add. You look great. Your forehead doesn't even move. You're beautiful.
Yes, it does. Right
Well,
there.
your eyebrows a little bit.
You're sweet. I am due though.
And by the way, I'm not against cosmetics for any reason. You want to do things that help you feel young or look young or whatever you do for your job, cool, do it. I don't care. But if it's gonna risk your life, I'd rather you take an alternative.
You've literally bought me filler.
I know better now. We just watched the video last night.
I know, but the reality is, I don't care.
All right.
Fair
enough. I can't argue with
My
that.
vanity trumps any of it.
Okay, I will give you that. Vanity trumps everything. That's fine.
Like, I'm sorry. When I get old, I'm tucking everything back.
I'll probably do the same.
No, you wouldn't.
Nah, I probably won't. Be some wrinkly old penis-looking man.
I need to know where the penis comes into this.
You know,
It's
it's got like a.
teeth.
Hmm?
You put it in your teeth.
Oh, okay.
You wrinkly old penis-looking man.
Yeah. You know,
Please explain.
like when you get. I'm really uncomfortable explaining these two because I would have thought you understood this reference.
I did not at all.
Okay, when you get older as a man, the phallus tends to not shrivel up in size, but it gets a lot more wrinkly, and so you add a lot more lines to it.
Really?
Yes, and
Why?
The fuck did I know?
I know the dangles stretch when you get old.
That is true. The weight and gravity does have an impact on them over the years.
You exercise every day. Is yours?
What do you mean exercise? I didn't mention exercise once.
Well,
in
I
this
figured
description.
jumping around would make it worse.
It might. I don't know. You're gonna inspect them right now. You don't have a point of reference.
I will find it. Can I get a volunteer for a point of reference?
Christ. I think the point I wanted to get to earlier was that Mr. Beast also had some weird allegations come out about a Discord.
Hang on one sec. Alexis.
Damn it.
We
can't
cameras never got turned on.
Oh, yeah. We have live stream cameras
Who
not
was supposed to turn on the live stream cameras so everyone could, send us the penis references? They do it without being asked. So
I kind of feel like it was me, but I forgot.
Yeah, it was. Bear forgot to put on the cameras. Anyway, back to your penis. No, we were talking about your penis. Let's go back to your penis, then we'll get to.
We were not talking about my penis. We were talking about my balls a little bit, but we were mainly discussing Mr. Beast's accusations and what happens when you get older as a guy.
Okay.
There's no okay. I explained what we were doing. Let's go back to.
So tell me.
I don't know. What am I telling you?
So when guys get old, it gets droopy. It's like women's boobs. I'm great. Well, that's the one thing. I am not very busty. Yeah. I have fantastic breasts, perky, but I'm not super busty. And I was always scared when you see women when they get old, they go down. I was very grateful that I have boobs that won't do that. And if they ever do, I'm getting implants.
Okay. Wait, a lot of that went over my head for some reason. If you want implants, it's okay. Have implants.
No, I'm saying if my boobs ever get saggy, I'm getting implants because I've always had very perky boobs.
Well, by all means, have your saggy, perky boobs.
What?
I don't know. Do whatever you want. You look beautiful as you are.
Isn't there like breast implants for your penis? We get breast. If ours get saggy, we get breast implants. If you get your face pulled tight enough, eventually you'll have a goatee.
You can have a pump inserted into your.
She got that. You missed it.
No, what I miss.
If you get your face pulled tight enough, eventually you'll have a goatee.
If I get my face,
if a woman gets her face pulled enough, then it's a Joan Rivers joke. Basically, your pubic hair is going to be on your chin.
Why would there be pubic hairs on your chin if you're pulling your face tight? Oh, the skin eventually just goes that high up. Got it.
He gets punched.
All right, I didn't get the reference, but you can have a penis pump inserted.
Isn't that for erectile dysfunction?
Yeah, but it's the closest thing we probably got to what you're discussing.
So why does it get wrinkly? Lex, you've slept with old dudes. Do they really get wrinkly like that?
There are.
Pardon? So not when they're erect. Apparently, erection takes care of it. So I have to make Snuggy Bear flaccid while checking his penis. Beb, I've almost never seen your penis flaccid. So I need you to take your pants off and be flaccid.
This may be an 18+ show, but we are on YouTube. And we do not do pornography.
I didn't mean on air.
Or OnlyFans.
You have an OnlyFans.
My OnlyFans is me eating cereal.
He does have an OnlyFans. If you want to check out his OnlyFans, it's free.
It is free. There's no charge to it. There's one video.
Of him eating cereal. Really.
Me eating cereal. It is an ASMR video of me eating cereal.
It's gross.
It is kind of gross.
Speaking of gross, there's at least one person that spent personal time watching that.
Kudos to them.
Hear me out on this. because there is a little something for everyone.
There's a little something. And speaking, that's feederism.
That's
that
exactly what
we've
we're
been
talking about.
about.
See, that roundabout hymns has followed the conversation today.
You're the one who kept getting sidetracked with your brown dress and your implants on your face. I don't know where that part went.
I'd like to remind everyone that Snuggy Bear. I want you to play sad music, like when you see the puppies in the cages, sad music. Snuggy Bear gets punched in the head a lot. You must remember. Perfect.
Oh,
Snuggy Bear gets punched a lot. We need to remember fighters can't always track what's going on. We need to be patient.
We need to start a fighters fight.
Actually, we are doing that. We are doing that at the end of the year. Joe Daddy's dream fight, so you'll know, is thank you, shout out by the way to our sound engineer. That was fantastic. At the end of the year, Joe Daddy's Fight Nights, a portion of the proceeds will actually go to help people that used to be in combat sports.
Good.
And so Dan Henderson will be fighting. Joe Daddy Stevenson will be fighting. We spoke with Diego Sanchez. Snuggy Bear will be fighting Sensei Seth, who apparently is doing some sumo and stuff right now, according to Jim Nightingale. So he's just going to sit on Snuggy Bear. That's going to be the episode. By the way, smushing, another thing you'll find on OnlyFans.
Not what we're on about today, though. Is today we're talking about feederism.
Which is what gets you to big enough to do sumo.
Yeah, why not?
So I'd like to welcome to the show the one, the only queen of kink, Kink4Dummies, Alexis Romero.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Why do you always have my dad's ass in the picture?
For you. Mainly because it annoys you. And I love this photo.
It's not a photo.
It's for you. Oh, man, that's funny. Well, how are you feeling today? What's going on? You were totally not out with us here just a few moments ago.
Fixing what we forgot to put together, Jared?
Yeah.
I'd like to remind everyone, Bear's actual name is Jared.
I don't remind anyone of that.
Why?
Why not?
Because it annoys you.
Yeah, but still.
I'm just looking forward to all the dick pics that he's going to be receiving.
I want
this past
ones. Yes.
There's people, just old men sending me their penises on the internet.
No, you're not young enough for that.
I don't want young enough for that?
I know. By the way, everyone, yesterday was Snuggy Bear's birthday, so everyone wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yay.
Day before yesterday.
Yep. Oh,
31st.
yeah. And the 31st.
It was day before yesterday.
And just tell me when you get to 30 so I can replace you with the new one. You're getting too old.
So
We've got like 5 years.
So I have gone down in age, actually. That was the one birthday I had.
It's an birthday.
Benjamin Button syndrome.
Fighter.
Yeah.
Hey, the guys do it. All the guys in my job replace every year with a younger woman. Why can't I do the same?
Hey,
I've had you for like 8. It's getting too long.
What's his name replaces his current girlfriend with any 19-year-old that knocks on his door?
You're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio.
I am talking about Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, that is what is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Is Jeopardy now?
That was amazing. I tried to write a thank you note to the sound engineer, and it looks like I had a stroke. Okay. that was great. Welcome to Kink4Dummies. We are going to talk about feederism. We are going to be talking about Jelly Bean Sweets. We are going to be talking about her masking her mukbang content at her feederism adult videos as mukbang content on TikTok and selling it to children. So let's start a little bit. Alexis,
is there enough children out there into feederism?
Oh my God, we'll get there. They're actually being inducted into it this way. It's genius. I wish I could. Mukbang. Yeah, I really wish I could get my people that we're selling stuff to do that.
No, you do not want to put out that you're trying to sell explicit content to children.
I'm literally making a porno of 2 girls fighting. We are doing a show that is it's adults only. It is naked women doing MMA.
Yeah. Technically, the Jonas Brothers did it, and
they've been selling
is literally the #1 purveyor of porn.
Hey, Disney's the biggest purveyor of sexually explicit content, though.
We are all working for Disney right now, so shut the fuck up. I'd like to remind Disney that we love you. Thank you, Daddy Disney.
We're like, oh, you guys are like 3 stations removed, though. It's like Disney,
No.
ESPN, ESPN Sports.
No. That's not how that works. And you're working for Disney right now too. So say thank you to Daddy Disney.
Thank you to the mouse. Was it thank you, Mouse Daddy?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Mouse Daddy. Alexis, would you please tell everyone who you are and what you do?
My name is Alexis Romero, and I am the founder and of Kink4Dummies. It's an educational platform about kink education.
Now, I'd like to tell you guys the reason we get her so regularly is Alexis is my assistant. We work together, and she now has a more successful platform than I do because she's a hoe. Sorry, I choked on my tea.
I think
when I try.
Yeah.
I think when you meant to say she's more successful because of the content she puts up.
It's brilliant. She's also the producer of this show. So when you'll see herself on here, remember, she's on here promoting her own platform. I'd like to remind you, and that is a good producer. So Kink4Dummies, what you guys talk about is kind of what gets somebody's rocks off.
Yes and no.
How to get somebody's rocks off?
Yes and no.
Not to put a rock in your butt.
Yes.
And
excellent. And no. Fake rock.
Kink4Dummies is literally talking about different forms of kink so that people have the ability to explore safely.
What is feederism?
Feederism is the sexual attraction to feeding somebody for the sole purpose of getting them fat.
Do we understand what causes people to like this?
No. There's a ton of kinks. Like, you can have a kink to a texture, a certain smell, obviously.
That's why I like when he's sweaty and stinky.
Or a sound.
Or sound?
What about diamonds? I like diamonds.
Okay, yes.
I'm sure there is.
I'd like to ask everyone who has a kink for jewelry and money to join my community because that's my kink. I am definitely aroused by money and power. No, but I'm going to start one. Women that are interested in money and power.
That's the name of the community.
Yeah. I have money, I have power, and I love it.
Do any of your audience members ever ask you about feederism? Is it something you have a lot of prior knowledge about, or is it still something kind of new?
It's really niche. It's really a niche thing.
No, I actually just recently came across it. It is something that I am going to be putting out on Kink4Dummies. I put up a video today about a woman named Rosie who had been groomed into it, according to her.
How do you get groomed into feederism? Is it like me giving him the cookies?
I don't think it was consensual, and one of the best things that I am a big proponent of is everything must be safe, sane, and consensual. Right. Under all circumstances, like you don't groom somebody into liking kink or BDSM or anything in that. It's something that they must consensually explore, and to be able to consensually explore this, they obviously must be over the age of 18.
Don't you give a written NDA where people actually have to fill out what they're interested in before you sleep with them?
I have a questionnaire. That's not the NDA. I do an NDA.
Why don't you provide your questionnaire and NDA on your page so that people can actually use it? I mean, I
have put up the questionnaire previously.
Good.
Okay, cool. So it's a way for people to kind of like, what is the questionnaire? Is it just like a small page of things you may or may not like?
How do you talk somebody into doing the kinks that you like? Buy me more things.
Why are you cutting? Hold on. I have a question too. I feel like I got mine in first.
That's
wait,
problem.
Turn to your right, left. Turn to your right, left. There we go. Little cat hair. Cat's giving us little treats now and again.
So the questionnaire is literally different types of kinks, from something simple like bondage to more extreme
How
things.
is that simple? Do you know how annoying bondage is? You get your foot stuck, they kneel on your hair.
It's just a little rope. Just a little rope and stuff.
We've never used rope. You use the little
I cheap out. I didn't get rope.
You got Velcro cuffs.
Velcro cuffs.
Except you can't undo them yourself.
You can try with enough force. You can probably tear them.
I cannot. I have a 150-year-old bed.
Then I'm in the clear. So our sound engineer barely know how to type.
There is, if you go to Alexis's page,
I'm
she
sure
actually explains how to properly tie people up.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all right. On the plus side, he's training right now, so there's no tying up. There's no booty whatsoever. That's actually one of the things we're talking about now, upcoming reality show when we look at fighters, is these guys have no energy to put out when they're training.
And then it turns out I'm the only one.
No. Just him. When he trains 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, he has no energy for booty. Or
Well, 10 is the loneliest number.
Quite 7, to be fair.
And what is it? Or staying upright or staying awake.
It's a lot. Anyways, feederism. I think we're asking about how people could get inducted into that type of kink.
I think it would just be exploring. Like I said, I don't know a great deal about it. It's something that I recently discovered.
The jelly bean. I'm gonna segue here.
Mm-hmm.
The jelly bean sweets girl that's selling this on TikTok is selling it as mukbang content. But the big difference and the reason people caught on is she's pouring sauces down her hand. She's letting it hit her belly. Like it's this very sexual, dirty way of doing it. Because with, true mukbang content, no, it's not like Nikocado avocado where it's getting all over your face. Nikocado fully got into feederism. In 2016, he was, a 150-pound or 130-pound vegan. Now he is at least 400 pounds, eats meat, eats junk food all the time. You can actually find him pooping on OnlyFans. It's bad. He's gotten really, really bad. And he's got a great personality, and Jelly Bean Sweets is the same thing. Mm-hmm. You can see her putting on weight. Her original content was sweet dance videos where she'd sit there and eat. She was a pescatarian, where she ate super healthy, and then she broke it for this mukbang content and is now eating these massive burritos 2 at a time and pouring sauce down her hand and licking it off. And that's kind of where people went, well, hang on, this isn't mukbang, this is feederism. Because she's sexualizing it. Apparently, the food getting everywhere is very, very sexual. And what will happen is they'll want people to eat certain amounts or certain foods. Some people were writing her and saying, hey, can I pay you to do this kind of content? She does private shows of eating.
Huh. So how does that impact like the younger audience though, is my question. Like how would they get involved?
She's actually one of the best sellers of Taco Bell. Young kids watch this and decide they want to do mukbangs.
What?
Mukbangs are hugely popular.
Wait, no, Taco Bell though?
Yeah.
Do they sponsor her?
No.
Okay.
But they do sponsor some mukbangers. And so the thing with mukbangs is it's usually just about large quantity eating.
Right.
You'll find lots of healthy mukbangers. And what they'll do is they won't eat all day. This is what they eat. And they're eating regular kinds of foods. They're not eating, a dozen donuts and massive Taco Bell burrito. It's different.
I hope
But she's pouring it down her hands and licking it. It's really, I'm not encouraging people to watch her content. I actually am afraid this poor girl's going to go the same way as Nikocado. There was a mukbanger that died recently because her stomach split open live during
what?
She ate so much her stomach split open.
The
internal.
Oh,
it split open. She died on air while streaming.
I suppose you got to know your own limits, right? The thing is, how do you consume so much food? Like, how do you not feel that something's wrong?
You ignore that pain, and you do it so frequently. I've seen you eat. We went to this
weaken the stomach lining, or
no?
what?
You just eat till it explodes. It can happen. You can Google it, guys.
I feel like you're just learning right now. Yeah, you're like, oh, okay.
I'm a bit traumatized right now. Like some of the stuff I didn't know about.
Well, so you can eat that point. Think of when you're full. Like I know Alexis can occasionally eat like that. You can eat like that.
I do.
I'm on Ozempic, so like 2 bites and I'm like that. But essentially, yeah. And to those out there, I know I've had people when I've talked about Ozempic, or I'm on a Mounjaro right now. But when I've had people, because apparently you lose more weight on Mounjaro than you do on Ozempic. So I went for on Ozempic.
But both can lead to depression, so be careful.
Yes. Well, I'm not telling people to do it. I just try and be honest, because I have people write in and they're like, your skin's fantastic. Or, hey, how do you lose weight, or this or that. I try and be honest and be like, I work in Hollywood. I am full of Botox and I'm on Zepbound. Like, I'm not going to lie to people and let them think it's natural or normal.
That's
I
fair.
have hair extensions, makeup artists. I'm going to be in Runway magazine coming up. Shout out to Runway. I don't look like me when we do that. Like, I'll see if I can pull up a behind the scenes photo. Quick shout out, by the way, our giveaway today is from Off-Road Rentals in Palm Springs, California. If you guys can tell me why you should avoid feederism, I'll give you a free ride at Off-Road Rentals in Palm Springs.
Can I give my own as to why you should avoid feederism?
Sure. And by the way, I'm going to give a shout out. Here is the new ad for BTS that's going to be in, I should have sent that. That's going to be in Runway.
You should have sent that in.
Yeah, I should have sent that in. But I'm going to see if I can pull up any of the photos for the shoots.
So, well, while you're doing that, I think, do you have another one?
Yeah, I got a few. But anyway, you were saying?
No, I would say while we're doing that, I actually have a question now. Now we're getting kind of more into the whole why we should probably avoid it.
So that's that kind of stuff. I'm seeing if I can get without the reflection. Like, I don't look like me. He doesn't look like him. You don't look like you in magazines. You look like the best version of you. It's all fake.
To your understanding of feederism, why do you think people should avoid it? And actually, both of you could probably answer that.
Because it's unhealthy.
It doesn't matter if it's a sexual kink, anything that's destructive. I don't care if it's BDSM to the point of damage. I don't care if there are people that are sexually aroused by cutting.
Yeah.
You can bleed to death. The reality is, when something becomes destructive, that is the point that you need to get counseling. And when you look at what happened to Nikocado, when you see what's happening to Jelly Bean Sweets, when you see these people taking a kink and pushing it to that degree, like, and I am no I'm a total prude, but I'm friends with people like Alexis who aren't. I've been friends with people like Jenna Jameson. She's a wonderful person. I have no slight. Get your bag, go have fun if that's your kink, whatever. But when something becomes destructive, I don't think it should be allowed.
What about I think it also falls in the same category as the chef that wanted to be eaten. It's
the one that cut off his penis and sent it to everyone.
Yeah.
That's mental illness at that point.
Yeah. There's a line that you cross from where it becomes kink to absolutely destructive.
It's like there was a serial killer in Germany. He made a deal with a guy who wanted to be eaten. And the guy came over, he killed him, cut him up, did all of that.
Can we backtrack? The chef
cut off his own penis and served it to people that paid to come and eat it.
So they knew, though?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I thought he did it
No, they paid to come and eat pieces of him. The Simpsons did a mock-up of it.
How do you get so many people who want to do that in one area? Christ. You think that one's really niche or something?
No, they fly in for it.
Put out a social media post for that? How you put a little Facebook update?
I didn't ask.
I got to know what gets people in to do that.
I think he had like 12 servings. It was a little bit of his penis. He had it amputated, and then he cooked it.
Now, see, I would think if you want to get it, if you're interested in
probably a Craigslist ad. That's actually how the serial killer in Germany got the guy that came over that he ate, that they made the deal on. You're not wrong. Yeah. Shout out, by the way, again to our sound engineer. He's always on everything.
Do you think the people who want to be cut up and eaten, do you think they want to feel it, or they want the knowledge that someone's eating them?
They're aroused by it and they need mental health.
But which? Like, do you think they want to feel the cuts?
Some people want cuts, some people want both. That's what I mean by mental illness. When something is destructive. Like, okay, no offense to my executive assistant here, Alexis. She's come on as our kink expert.
Yeah.
And I 100% think she is an expert in kink. She knows a great deal. Now, if she came on here and was like, let me tell you how to choose an excellent boyfriend, I'd be like, you cannot come on this show. You have horrible taste in men. You have horrible taste in women. Just not.
You could, however, come on the show and tell people how to select an abuser, and then we can use that as a don't follow these tips.
Oh, not even just an abuse. Psycho. If there is look, she can have two people, and I've watched this. She went out with these two cops, right? One was fantastic. One was a nightmare. Guess which one she picked? They were both after her. But I can't say,
I don't talk to either now.
You do not. I can't say much. I have a history of dating
where one of them wasn't actually a cop.
No, they were both cops.
Okay.
I have a history of dating incredibly overbearing men.
This is true. I'm not overbearing.
But I would not call Summer a relationship expert.
Yeah.
Nor would I. And that's the point.
I'm with you.
I
now,
think
wouldn't say
people,
that.
yeah, I think people need to. Now, you want to know how to get famous?
That's her.
I'm your girl. I can make you famous in a week. I can make you a star in a month. That's easy for me. Everyone has what they're good at. Everyone has what they enjoy. But those intrusive thoughts, and we all have them. What gets into my head is I want money. Like, I am obsessed with money and jewelry, period. I like nice things. I didn't come from an exceptionally wealthy family. I came from a very middle-class family. But that gets in your head and you want it. You get fighting in your head. You can't live without it. It becomes obsessive.
Yes.
You need to fight. You need to win this fight. You need to do that. It's the same with these feeders and kinks. It's like an intrusive thought you can't get rid of. It's like the world's worst form of OCD.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
Alexis, what
I
gets
don't
in
have
your
OCD,
head?
so I wouldn't know. But that's not
I
the point.
do. I actually do have obsessive compulsive disorder, and that is how it works. It's an intrusive, interruptive thought that you need to complete or do something about.
That reminds
Like,
me a
right
lot
now
of
I'm
like
quite
Tourette's.
happy. Right now, I'm quite happy in our house because it's clean.
Yeah.
But I actually spent the last like 2 weeks crying every night before I went to bed because I couldn't physically do it. I broke my back. Couldn't physically clean it and couldn't do anything about it. So I would actually go to bed crying every night.
Wow.
That's an intrusive thought. You can't get out of it. I had nightmares. I felt like I was drowning. I was drowning in stuff. That's how obsessive compulsive disorder works. For those that don't know, at least the kind I have.
And then do you feel that can lead like the feederism-ish thing where they have that kind of intrusive
where
thought?
it's a little bit. I like it. Think of it like watching naughty films. You watch adult films and it takes more and more extreme behavior. When you do drugs, it takes more and more to get high. It's the same concept. It starts with I'm sexually aroused by eating a burrito. Okay, it looks kind of like she's
Performing fellatio.
Thank you, Alexis. See, she knew I was going. Thank you for supplying that. I appreciate that. I have difficulty with this, which could explain why everyone calls me a frigid bitch. But you take it from there to eating the burrito, and from eating the burrito, it gets to the body. The sauce dripping down the head, like all the icky,
all referencing jelly bean eats,
disease.
right?
Yep. Disease-riddled things that make people like some are nauseous when they have obsessive compulsive disorder because all they see is the germs. But anything can become a kink if you let that thought roll and roll and roll and roll. Alexis, what's your kink? What's the weirdest kink that you've come across from a person that you were with? Please don't say who.
I can think of one.
I think it's the guy that wanted somebody to fart on him. Or I've had somebody that had asked me to poop on them as well. Those are hard limits of mine that I do not.
I think I'm happy with being a frigid bitch. The reality is,
how do you think they got to that point? I want to ask the expert. How do you think they got to that point?
That's
like, where would they have started in our imagination?
How did this start?
How did it start first? How did it?
Yeah.
I think actually it comes from a lot of it would be adult films.
Okay.
Because you go from that to wanting to experience something yourself. I think it becomes from image to a physical attraction to wanting to do it yourself.
They say that's what makes people chase lolly even, and from lolly transfer to real life. Roundabout to back to Mr. Beast's friend.
I was about to say that kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier with the whole Ava Chris Tyson thing.
It a lot of it starts with porn. You have to up what you're looking at and doing.
Right.
I had a guy ask me to poop in his mouth once. Random guy at Walmart. Did you do it?
Yeah, that was our sound engineer chiming in again.
You had a guy with
great takes today, man.
You do.
How did I want to know if you said yes. I had a
Would
guy.
that be considered a fecal matter transplant?
Not enough money. Yes. Best answer.
Know
ever.
your bag, man. Know what you're worth.
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy approach me in a parking lot of a restaurant if I wanted to get some head.
Did you say yes?
No, I wasn't even offer a payment. He was stalking around and approached my window, cracked it an inch, and he's like, "Did trying to get I don't know if I can say it, trying to get a PJ.
Oh, yep.
And I'm like, no, okay. And just walks away. If he didn't just walk away like back to his spot, he left the parking lot.
I think he was a hooker. I think you were propositioned by a hooker. I think you have to pay him.
I definitely would not have done either one of those things.
I think you were propositioned by a hooker.
That's fantastic.
Not enough money. I love that. But the reality is, I think we all have kinks that people are uncomfortable with. We all have things. I joke about money. It's actually not the most important thing to me. I'm just very good at making it.
Yes.
The more personal things, I think we keep close to our chest. We don't like to share. So something like feederism, I think, breeds because you're not talking about it until it's a full-out obsession.
Yeah.
There are Blair White talks about tranny chasers, and something she says is these guys will start by watching porn, and the next thing you know, they're picking up, hookers in a parking lot because they're looking for that experience, and at home they've got their wife and kids, and it creates a problem. And it comes from watching that, desensitizing yourself, and just needing to try it once, and then from there it becomes this pattern.
Makes sense.
And you see it with people chasing, lolly content. You see it with people chasing all of that. So that line gets moved and blurred. And I think feederism is much the same way. Everyone has some kind of arousal to simulated sexual acts or watching sexual acts. You can watch guys that are aroused by a chick eating a banana.
Yeah.
That would count in the same category, but then the association, rather than the banana being a phallic item, the association goes from the arousal of her eating the banana to the arousal of her eating.
I would also want to input it's how the banana is consumed. I think for most guys, like if it's obviously done to impersonate a phallus, understandable. But if she's like rips that shit in half and like pushes down from the bottom and sucks it up into her mouth and throat, that's not gonna do a lot of things for dudes.
Somebody may be attracted to that.
Depends on the dude.
Like the guy that had his penis consumed.
Mm-hmm. Some people might be. The reality is there is something for everyone, and that's the point of kink. The issue is when it becomes self-destructive, at what point do you intervene?
I would say destructive to others not involved in it too, though.
And that's it. And putting it on TikTok is now involving others in your kink.
Yeah.
And that's where it becomes, that's where my line is. She's putting out what's very obviously feeder content on a children's platform. Like Snuggy Bear's on TikTok. He watches his mouth on TikTok. You don't get to know that he has a dirty mouth unless you come to the show.
Yeah.
Because it's content for families, for kids, for young people. It needs to be family-friendly content. And the reality is, this is feederism. This is adult content that she's pushing out on a children's platform. And that's actually going to shape these kids. When we talk about seeking it out, this is no longer having to seek it out to create that fetish.
Well, it's just like having kids watch porn at a young age. It shapes their brain.
I'll tell you that, yeah.
You were what? How old were you when you started?
I was 9.
When you started looking at porn, and it messed you up. He's in therapy for it. Lex, how old were you?
I think I was 12, but I lived in a third world country. I probably would have been a lot younger, but at 5, I was sneaking in to look at my dad's Playboy magazines that I wasn't supposed to know he had.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that's younger at that point. That is viewing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys are not exactly the best adjusted individuals that I know.
No, but it's also starting at a younger age. Here, kids who are like hooked on this shit at 12.
But no, absolutely.
They're hooked on it at 11 and 10. They're hooked on it.
So you guys know, Bear is a huge advocate. Is an anti-porn advocate.
Yes, there are some people who listen. There are some people in the world who can watch it in a healthy way. They don't have addictive personalities. They view it with their partner on occasion. Fine. Do what you want. I'm not talking about you. I think for the majority of people, particularly, I want to actually say men because they're more visual stimulation required than women are. Women can do a lot more with touch and reading and listening. Men like to see. Don't watch porn. It'll fuck you up. Just stay away from it.
The reality
Read smut. Does so much less damage to you.
Do it. Maybe I think that has to do with the age. When you talk about a 9-year-old,
Yeah, because then I understand a 9-year-old's not going to go out and read a book, like a 50 Shades of Grey book, but they would watch the videos. Don't watch the videos. Block your kid's shit
now,
at home if you're the parent.
I agree with all that. I think the big thing here, though, is even with you blocking it now, you're now watching feederism on TikTok. So even if you are a conscientious parent, you're a conscientious parent, you are blocking your kid. You now have that content being packaged and sold to your kid.
Yes, and that I would say needs to be on the platforms. That's the platform's fault. If you're allowing it, because it's supposed to be kid friendly. They know they have children who make accounts. So you have to be 13 years or older to have an account. It's still a child. They know they have children on the platform and they allow that kind of content. And it's not that they're not being moderated. My shit gets moderated. I have videos get taken down almost on a bi-weekly basis because it's like, oh, this violates community guidelines. I put up a video about a dude who groomed another kid until they became an adult and started dating her. That video got flagged for bullying and harassment, but she can have porn on her account.
But that's the point. They're not locking it as adult content. Watch your mouth.
I'm mad.
I know. For someone like you, Alexis, you try and push healthy kink. What do you think of this kind of content being pushed to children?
I think it can be destructive. I think that there's not a lot of ways that you can moderate it unless you're, I mean, how many videos get uploaded per platform per day? Like, obviously, there are things that are going to slip through the cracks. I think that is the reason why we need to put out education on healthy ways to explore kinks.
Okay. I can see that. Now, when you look at feederism, something that's destructive to the person doing it, do you think that should go under the kink umbrella? And do you think that is something the community should be supportive of?
I don't think it necessarily should. Like, I know that there's foodies. I know that there are people that like to incorporate food into sexual encounters. Like, there's different ways to explore it. I think when you go past, if the person is consensually doing that, I think that is their body. They should be able to do what they want with it. I think it's something that we should obviously talk about and educate healthy ways to go about different activities on a daily basis so that you can counteract that. But I don't think there's a lot of ways to actually do it if it's something that they're consensually doing. I mean, one thing that we don't try to do, obviously everybody has their own kinks, but we try to refrain from kink shaming. Obviously you can't do that on a daily basis, but stick with the things that you are sexually attracted to, that you have a preference for, and let people live their own lives.
Yeah, I'll say this. I won't kink shame you unless you're doing something destructive to other people or can be destructive to yourself. I think that's a reasonable boundary. But I will shame the fuck out of the individual if you're putting that up on a children's platform.
Well, she's trying to sell it as mukbang content. And it started as
very hard.
No, and it started as mukbang content, but you can see that it's morphed.
Yeah.
It's gone from regular mukbang content, and shout out to the mukbangers. I couldn't do it. I can't eat that much.
Apparently some of you are dying for it.
Oh, Alexis. Yeah, some of them are dying for it. Alexis can eat like that. My God, I've seen that one put an entire hamburger in her mouth.
I used to be able to. Not as
much.
No,
I know you don't. You don't eat like that. I'm saying I have seen you put an entire hamburger in your mouth and a tomato.
I can fit an entire tomato in my mouth too. I have a picture of that.
Yeah, we'll put that online.
Your jaw just
it's wild. It's amazing. But everyone has a different view of where the line for kink is. Do you think it can be externally regulated?
I don't think there's really a way to externally regulate it. I think that parents obviously should pay attention to what their kids are watching. But I think, I saw a video of this mother this morning that saw a video of the jelly bean or...
Jelly beans.
Yeah. I saw a video of her and realized that it was hypersexualized. And freaked out, and she was talking about it. I think the best way we can get the information out there is by having these people talk about it.
I agree.
Like this show.
talking about jelly bean sweets, so the information does get out to the parents and does get out to the kids. Hey, this is not mukbang content. If it's dripping down their hands and they're looking it off, if it's hitting their belly, that's now outside of that. That is a different content. I do want to give a quick shout out. Thank you to Tiny Bubbles Hair Salon in Palm Springs, California, for always making me red carpet ready. KM Extends for doing all of my extensions. Matthew Morris Fine Jewelry, thank you for the bling bling. And of course, Runway Magazine. And our giveaway today is from Off-Road Rentals in Palm Springs, California. If I need you to be following Kink4Dummies, if you follow Kink4Dummies, tell us what you think, and I will give you a ride there too. Tell us what you think. How can we deal with this? How do you think we can deal with this? And then, Kink, can you tell everyone where to find you, please?
Kink4Dummies, Kink, K-I-N-K, the number 4, Dummies, on all platforms.
If you want to learn about kink in a healthy way, and if you want to hear about things like this, so people aren't like down low indoctrinating your children into weird forms of kink or unhealthy forms of kink,
probably
like
a pretty solid idea.
That would be a good one to follow. And of course, I'm Summer Helene. We are on with my co-host, Snuggy Hairball.
The baddest bear in the cage. What's my name?
As for him.
What?
His name is Bear Fiorda. He has a fight coming up. We are trying to, I'm actually going to be speaking with another gentleman to see if he can come beat Bear up next month.
September 14th.
We'll have him.
Star Commerce Casino, Commerce, California.
And then, of course, you have your fight with Sensei Seth at the end of the year. And come watch at Joe Daddy's Dream Fights. Come watch somebody sit on Bear's face. Also a kink, by the way. That is a kink.
It's not sexual in any way.
I bet we could make it look like that with one good edit.
We'll talk to Tim.
To nobody.
And shout out, of course, to Tim. I'm going to put up a link. I want you all to check out his photography. He's the one that shot us for Runway Magazine. He also shot Queen of Temecula, Brandy Newman for Runway. I'm super excited to see her in that. And we are getting ready for our reality shows. So we have multiple reality shows, but he gets to be in one of them.
Yeah.
One of 15,000.
One of 15,000.
32 shows
32
this year.
shows.
It might as well be the same as 13,000.
Okay, we've got to get back to this. In the arms of the angel song while I cry. I do want to say, remember,
that's all I know of that song.
I know. Remember, producers have feelings too. Don't give us 30 shows, Disney. Actually, no, keep hiring me, Disney. Never mind. It's great. I love it.
Once you tell them you can't, they stop doing all of them.
I'm good. I'm good. We're good. Lex wants more work, Disney.
Just like
do you see her face? She's thrilled. That's joy. That's not pain. Do you think, this is a side note, do you think a person's position in life affects their sexual interest? Like, yes. I always hear about CEOs wanting to get a spanking from women like you that are dominatrixes. Dominatrixi? What is the plural? Are you like cacti?
Dominatrix.
Excellent.
It's like deer.
Fine. The dominatrixes. If you guys want to hear more about dominatrix, we will be going further on into this coming up again on Behind the Scenes. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm Summer Helene. This was Behind the Scenes. We'll see you next week. Good night.
This has been Behind the Scenes with Summer Helene and Bear Fiorda. Only on Talk4 Media.